faculty, this is just a quick demo of how to do these assessments in your course. Every time you teach a class, once a year you have to assess one of the SLOs in there, and you have to make sure they're all assessed every 4. But basically every time you teach a class, you pick an SLO and you assess it. Basically that means that you look at the SLO, you think about what project you did or test or quiz or whatever that addressed that SLO, and then you assess how they did afterwards. So you have a goal of how many students you want to succeed in it, or what grade you want most of them to get, or whatever, and then you put in the results, and that's it. So it doesn't take long, especially if you're just teaching one class, but I go to A to Z, and then I go to N, and then I go down to Nuventive, which used to be called TrackDat. And then you'll log in with your regular credentials. If it doesn't work, you can contact them and they'll reset it for you. And then you click on your discipline here. On top it says discipline or it says program. There's a lot of different ones. You just need the discipline. And mine is art, so that's what I clicked on. And then there's a list of all the courses we offer in art and art history in here. It will change when we change that AHS later, but this is all the ones that are traditionally under art. And basically you go down, find the class that you taught within the last year, and you can do this any time of the year just so you don't forget. I just do it whenever I think of it. So let's say, why is this red? It just means that this person who did this had 3 SLOs that they assessed, and they used, of the 3, they picked their assessment method, and then the result didn't match how many methods they had. So they didn't go back in and put the result, which takes a couple clicks. So if you go in now and you see red on your picture, you can go in and fix it and then do your new ones. It's really easy. So let's see, if I were to go here, if this were my class and I click it, my computer's slow. So you can see that some are red and some are green. We want them all to be green. Okay, so here we go. When you open your class, there's assessment plan and assessment results. So first you go to the plan, you put it in, and then you go to the assessment page and do the result. You can do it at the same time, or you can come in later after the project is complete. Make sure it says discipline up here, because if you're on the wrong pull down, it'll say program, and you don't need that. So just discipline, whatever it is. Mine's art, so there it is. I just said that, but anyway. Okay, so now here's all of your SLOs, and you look at them and go, okay, what project did I just do that addressed one of these things? This is about materials, so I could say, okay, I had a lecture on materials, and they all had to show me how they use the palette knife or whatever. And then I'd say I expect 80% of the class to be successful with it, and then I go back in later, and if a couple people struggled, I might say, well, did I meet the objective or not? But before you pick which SLO to assess, it's a good idea to pick one that's not as popular. Like this one has 3 things already. So let's see what this next one has, just to balance it out. That one has 2. And then this one, there's only 3. We're trying to get these, oh, that one's got a lot. We're trying to get these fewer per class each year. So there's only 3 here. I'm going to do this one because there's 2 in here. And so you want to go, okay, I'm going to pick one of these to assess. So let's see, here's the one about unity with variety. Oh no, that's one of hers here. Okay, no, here it is, the SLO. Demonstrate familiarity of the components of basic design. Now you're going to add an assessment for that. You go all the way over here and you hit the plus. And then you have an opportunity to add your assessment. You don't have to put the tool. All you have to put is the method and your goal. Like, is it 80% or is it, it's not as easy with art because it's more subjective, but you have to have a goal of what your target is. And we want generally above 70. I usually put 80. And then you type that in, and then you can do save and then return, or you can do save and return together. So either way. But I'm just going to go back to this because I don't want to enter something into somebody's area that I'm not doing. But I want to go back to the top one to show you what happens and why you get a red flag. On this SLO, I pull it down and I see all these methods that I wanted to use, projects that were going to help do it. Now before I figure out what that red X is, I have to go, this was see, this is the two things to know over here. Plan, results, plan, results. Plan is here, but now I got to see the results because there's a problem there. It said there weren't enough results. So now I go to the results, to that same SLO, and look, that's the problem. This is how I learned it, was what they said when they have lonely yellow squares, you have to add a result. See, this one works because it's got the arrow, but these two are just sitting here blank. So it means that I have to go back over here and add the result. So if I click this, add result, if I were to have read what let's say the goal was 80%, and now I put the result. That was what was missing. Did the performance target get met? Yes. What semester did you do it? Yes. Was it 80%? Yes. Or you could even write more in there, but you have to have some result. And once you do that, then that yellow square is happy and the red X goes away. So, I mean, this was really silly, but at least it's something. You can also get help from the actual experts. Thanks.